Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. So sorry I'm not showing my face today. We've had a bit of a interesting morning. We've had a bit of an interesting morning here in Australia, or here in my local area. We have had a massive mains break in the middle of one of our major roads into our area. So we have no water. I haven't had a shower, so you guys do not get to see the loveliness that is the unshowered Ellen. And I'm so glad you don't have smell-o-vision either. So I am here. Now I've just got to try and get your comments up here on my screen in front of me. Okay. Hi, Bobby. I am so sorry to flick you off just before. But I was just starting my Facebook Live video, and yeah, so I am here. Hey, Juanita, how are you? So today I am working with some scraps to create. Now, someone suggested that I may be making a herringbone card. I'm assuming this is pretty much a herringbone card. I haven't got a name for it. It's something, thank you, Juanita. This is something that I made well over a year ago, and I just haven't got around to sharing it. And now that I have lots of scraps coming up to the end of a catalogue, I thought I would share this card. Now, in this card, I have used the Nature's Poem Designer Series paper, and I have used this stamp set. The stamp set, I am assuming, is Rooted in Nature, and yes it is. And I've used the Rooted in Nature stamp set, and this sentiment is from Varied Vases. But today I'm going to use the Love What You Do stamp set, which is carrying over into our next catalogue. I'm going to, oh, thank you, Bobby. I keep on forgetting to share to your bees page, but you'll have to kick me up the bum so I remember to do it. And we are using the matching Share What You Love paper. Now, this was a double pack and I have still got heaps left, but that's okay. Hey, Wendy, thank you. Now, I don't know what's going on with my second screen, but your guys' comments are coming up, but they're not staying. So, hey Tracy, sorry, I have to scroll back through manually. Hi Rose. Right, so there'll be lots of arm action across the screen. Hey Sherry, oh maybe I have just fixed it. Oh no, I haven't. Hi Linda. Okay, so we're going to be recreating this card. I have already got out some, and I'm just going for a neutral card base, so the strips of pattern paper sing as such. Gone for a crumb cake background, and there is crumb cake in this designer series paper, and I'm going to leave the stamp set with a something and a greeting to the end. So I have a couple of card bases here. I've also grabbed out my silicone mat, and I'm going to use that with my snail. Yeah, okay, Wendy, I thought that. Hey, Josie. Hey, Elfie. Yes, thank you. As I said, this was a card that I made when I was, I made it for on stage in April last year. So I actually made it in March, like last year, before all the new catalogue stuff came out. Okay, so I am going along. These are all scraps. I have not done anything special. I have not pre-cut anything. I am just going for it as such. Now, these scraps are probably a bit wider than the ones I used on my original card. And I'm just going to start. So I'm going to start so it goes slightly off. And then I've got all this scrap to work with, which is great and fun. Hey, Delinda. Hey, Jamie. That's okay. Thank you for popping in and saying hi, Miss J. As I said, for all of you girls popping in now, I'm getting straight into the project because we actually have no water this morning here in my area, which is so much fun. Well, we apparently have water now, but I didn't have time to have a shower yet. Now, I think I will, and I finally went and bought some of my favorite sprung scissors because major water mains break. Oops, oh, what happened? Sorry guys, I don't know what's happening here. A major water mains break on Narara Valley Drive, right at the station, so it getting out is going to be interesting later when I need to leave my area, because it happened right in the middle of the road, and because it happened over the creek, and it's lifted the whole water surface because the pressure couldn't go down, it could only come up. So yeah, fun and games in my local area this morning. Oh God, these scraps are gonna maybe kind of do my head in. Right, we have a start and we're continuing to make some scraps. Okay. So I haven't picked an angle as such. Oh, that was a terrible cutting there, Ellen. But that's okay. We will deal with this. What I think I might do though is go directly onto here and off. So then this might be easier. Okay, touching the screen again. Sorry guys. Making sure I'm not missing anything. They certainly like to make our lives a little bit interesting here on Facebook with all the updates. Certainly doesn't help us look more professional sometimes, but hey, that's the way life goes. So did everyone have a lovely Easter? Because this is in our state in Australia. Today is the first official day back at work. Although today is a non-work day for me. Well, a non-outer home work day for me, which is quite nice. So I can have the luxury of being here and in my jammies until I make it into the shower after the brown water is all gone. So I just continue doing this all the way up. So this is the boring but fun bit because you get to layer that. I did mean to do that one there, but that's fine. I don't know how many card fronts I'm going to get out of this, so I'm literally just going to keep going until I run out of paper. And the thing is, I don't need to run it. I didn't run it all the way to the top. I did leave some space. Sorry, I'm just trying to make these fairly, note the word fairly even. Oh, jeez. Now I'm trying to work out how to get them back up. So I'm assuming you have water in your area, Jamie. Should have come up for a shower. Okay. Have this pretty pattern. I haven't used a foiled piece because the fun about this paper is one side is a plain pattern and one side is a foiled pattern. But I'm not even worrying if these papers work next to each other because they are in a pattern paper stack or pattern paper set. They are all designed to work together. And we'll bring it all together in the end with the colours that we mat with and all of that. So it shall work in the end. It's just a great way to get a whole lot of scraps used up. And I am just trimming as I go, otherwise this piece of paper is going to become quite unmanageable with all the strips hanging off it. So I'm not quite sure how much higher I'm thinking this way. Not quite sure how much higher I will go, but we'll just, I think I might do one more and leave it as is. Although I like the look of the smaller strips with this one, I just don't have that luxury with these scraps that I have. And just, my word. Come on, hands, stop shaking and snip. Right. And I'm thinking, don't want, or do I want that one? I think the one strip of white is nice, and the next one I might make more white. Good morning, Miss Karen. I hope you're well. And if you can hear my children in the background, it is school holidays and they are playing the Xbox together. Their father bought them a new game yesterday and they both enjoy it. And they don't often play well together, so this is a new and interesting experience for all. And poor David's trying to work and can't concentrate. Okay, so I think that is one card front done. I'll bring in another and we will just see how we go. So I'm thinking, and I'm going to do them all different angles, and you can have fun with this. And you can also do different patterning with it if you so wish, but I'm just keeping it as simple as I can. Oh, I just turned on quiet mode. Good morning, Miss Trina. How are you? Long time no see. I hope life is treating you well. Miss seeing you. Trina is one of my team members who sadly moved away from us. Okay, got that one. And then I think straight away I'm going to go this side. Yes. Hello, Miss Sandy. I hope you're well. Actually, I might just put it on here until I have these first few angles sorted out. Okay, got it. Oh, and I glued the right length as well. Yay me. Right, got that. I need to snip that tiny. There we go. Perfect. Right. Now, where am I going to go from here? I think I might go here. Hello, Susan. Thank you for joining. Playing with some scraps this morning, or at least it's morning here in Australia. I know it's night time for all you Northern Hemisphere people, but it's a lovely day. And what's the weather like in your place in the world today? It's a lovely morning. It was meant to rain, but I laughed when I read the weather forecast. Hey, Lynette. Oh, sorry. Hey, Lynn. The design is called a friendship braid. Thank you. I can now call it a friendship braid. Thanks for that, Trina. It's nice having quilting friends. Well, you're just a crafter all around. You do a bit of everything. But literally just using up scraps, literally just slapping it down. It's no rocket science. The gaps aren't all even. And really, whoever gets this card won't notice. So, you guys know the new catalogue's coming, right? Don't you? Good evening, Miss Kathy. Oh, stormy. That's not good. So, have many of you had the chance to have a sticky beak at the new catalogue? Oh, blue skies. Lovely. Lovely. Yes, yesterday I did go out for a walk with a friend and my family, and it was a beautiful autumn day here. Absolutely stunning. So the weather is actually deciding to be season appropriate, which is nice. Sorry, concentrating. Being season appropriate is always nice because it's had a bit of a crisis recently and didn't know whether it wanted to be summer or whether it wanted to be autumn. Because we have had some unusually hot days. Okay, rightio. I think I might go with this thinner piece. Oh no, I might go for the, no, I think I will. But no. Sorry guys, having a bit of a crisis of what I'm doing here. I'll do this. I am going to have to, I know that Share What You Love paper is beautiful, Susan. It is a paper that I will miss, but I have had a sneak peek at what is coming in the new catalogue, and I will say I'll only miss it for a little while until I have all the new designer series papers in my hand, and then I won't miss a thing. But I do like them. They are a beautiful paper. And this particular pattern paper as well is, it's quite thick. So it's also good for making boxes and bags and scrapbook pages and all of that, because it is that bit thicker, as well as having the pearl accent to it, which is great. I do wonder if I will get 3 card fronts out of this. Pull this back a touch. Put that up there. Snippety snip. Oh, I like that because I've used the piece of the pattern paper that was a bit sparse. Now, where am I going to go from here? What haven't I used on this? I'm thinking maybe a piece of that. Where's my trimmer? And I think I do also have some shorter pattern pieces of pattern paper in my little card front box as well. So I've sort of got all these bigger scraps as well as having all my little scraps as well. Although I'm spying off a really nice thin piece in there, which may just break this up a little. But we'll see. We'll see where else I can go with this, and if I kind of sort of want to do, I'm not sure whether to leave this one here or to do one more strip. Just have a look, because there is, I think, one. I'm just thinking, do I use this or don't I? Oh, I actually haven't used this side. Okay, I'll give this bit a trim and we'll see how we go. And then I think I'll get 3 card fronts, and then I will get doing my sentiments and all of that, and we'll see where we end up. Thinking that one, and that will finish that one off nicely. Yeah, because I think it's a bit too wide for my eye. It's hurting. Hello, Miss Rosalie. Hey, Alison. So sorry. Concentrating on gluing and plonking and sticking here, deciding where I'm going with this friendship braid, as I have been reliably told by Trina, my quilting guru, who's in the house. How are you, Miss Rose, this lovely morning? I hope Melbourne is treating you nicely. Okay, so that is 2 card fronts done. I do have 4 card fronts sitting here, but I don't think I quite have enough scrap for that. So, because I'm really needing, what I will do, I'll have a big squaring off session here, where I square off all these pieces, and then we will see what we've got left and where we're going. Okay, square that off. I'm only squaring off the ends because I think if I put the flowers on upside down, it's actually really going to hurt my brain, because then everyone will go, it's upside down, Ellen. Thank you. Oh, that's okay. Oh, yes. Oh, I can't wait to see your Christmas Stampathon challenge, Alison. I have next month's challenge all loaded. The video is ready to do. I just have to finish the blog post. That will work that way. I just have to finish a blog post, and it's all ready for Thursday, because that all happens on Thursday. For those of you who are wondering what I'm jabbering about, I am part of a group with Rosalie, who's on here, and 2 other demonstrators in the US and the UK to get ready for our Christmas craft, which inevitably we always leave till the last minute, and it's called the Christmas Stampathon Challenge. And we just basically set a challenge each month to make cards, tags, home decor to certain themes, and you make 4 or more projects to pop in your stash, and hopefully you are a bit more prepared come the Christmas season. So yes, I'm feeling very excited about this month. It's a type of challenge we have not done before. Do you finish off the corners in the same way? What do you mean by that, Lynn? Sorry. Very good, Rose. Very impressive. But yeah, I got everything loaded and my YouTube edited and everything yesterday. So it's not generally a live video I do here. It is a straight YouTube. So for those of you who aren't following me on YouTube, I do suggest you do so. But I do also share my project over here. So then you can go over and have a looky-see. Oh, perfect. So the corners, Lynn, what do you mean by the corners? I just snip off the excess paper. I don't actually, you could cover the whole piece of the background. I just like leaving them like this. And having this open space. My hands are loving these sprung scissors this morning, because as you can see, my hands are not playing. And of course there's a lot of cutting, but we'll work through it together. You can see, even though I have hand issues, it's still just one foot in front of the other and getting everything done. Okay. Yes, no. I will add that piece further up, I think. My children are getting into trouble. No, I'm not. But really, hey Renee, thanks for joining. You could cover the whole thing, but I just snip off the excess. But I'm just not covering the whole card. Thanks for answering that one, Trina. And as you can see, I'm on a much flatter angle here for this side. I think I'll be delving into, oh dear, I think I'll be delving into some of my scraps in my other bag very soon, just to finish off this card. Please pray. Oh, right, I didn't rip anything. Woohoo! That's better. It's not better because I have some glue here, but I can grab my adhesive remover before I move on too much further. And just remove this excess glue. This is just like a big gelatinous ball. Once upon a time, Stampin' Up! Did sell these. Okay. Next, can I get this just a bit short? This one will work nicely. That one will work really nicely there. Now my issue is, do I have enough long scraps? Because I've made this one quite a lot longer. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, Oh, now everything's starting to stick to me here. Oh. This bit just, there we go. Okay, a short piece. Let's see if this piece will work on this side. No, 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 no. Right. Time for these scraps to come out of the bag. See what we've got to work with here. Right. Let me see. Now these are a bit thicker again, but it's good for some variety. Yep, that'll work. Yay, love getting these scraps done. It could be done with washi tape, ribbons, exactly, guys. Hey, Alicia, long time no see. And I really mean that. I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, 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 exactly right, Rosalie. Sorry, going back and reading comments. Right. I am just doing what I'm doing. There's no rhyme or reason, but I really just want to use up this pattern paper, or use up as much of the scraps as I can. So then when I decide what I'm doing with my retired things, or I decide when I have time, which, you know, when do we ever have time to deal with this kind of stuff? A nice long pin. I've already used this one. I don't know that I have anything long enough. Right. I do. That is perfect. But what I think I might do is, because we've, oh, too perfect. And then I will go back to some of my thinner pieces. So I've used two really thick pieces. And then, so this is a corner, and what I literally do is just use the back of the cardstock, snip one end, snip the other end, and no one knows what we've done, except for the fact I just cut some of the cardstock as well. Okay, let's go here. I'm thinking I might use that one for that piece. Looking for some different patterns. Do I use, what's the other side? Oh, that's that. So I might use, sorry, trying to, oh, short pieces. Trying to get all my short pieces used up, and then they can just be thrown in the bin knowing they have had a lovely, lovely life. So, and this is just mindless sticking and plonking. If you're not feeling incredibly creative, just grab a pack of pattern paper that you want to use up and go, yep, they all go together. Even if you haven't got these scraps like I do, just cut them into strips and go for it. Just go for it, because it isn't, now this is the perfect place for me to use this silicone mat, because the adhesive doesn't like to stick to the silicone, so it's just all stuck to the back of that paper, and I don't have any extra sticky mess, which is great. I will in a sec when I cut it off, but that is going straight in the bin. If I can grab it with the back of my scissors and just pop that in the bin. Now, I'm thinking I might want a bit of colour, and did you hear that avalanche? The craft lunch has started because I'm getting prepared for a team meeting and a class on the weekend. So if anyone did want to come and visit me, I am having a embossing class on the weekend, and we are doing heat embossing, dry embossing with an embossing folder, and using embossing paste as well. So I've made 2 of the 3 cards, and 1 card we're going to do 2 ways. So you'll actually end up making 4 cards, which will be a lot of fun. Always have fun in my classes, as a few of you know. Okay. Oh, perfect. That uses that piece up nicely. And then I'll just assess whether I want another strip or not. I've used both sides of that. I've used both sides of that. I've used both sides of that and that. Bit of lightness at the top, and then that finishes that piece, and then I think I will move on to sentiments, and then I'll move on to sentiments and if I want to add a floral piece, but I think I'll do it slightly differently to how I did it on my original card, which I have now covered up. Oh, there was another piece there. Doesn't matter. They all go back in my scraps. My children are actually playing nicely. It's lovely to hear. All mothers can unite when your children are playing nicely. Okay, look. These don't want to work. No, they can go off to the side so I don't stab myself. Right, all these scraps together, oh, except for the long ones. They won't fit where I'm putting them. These can all go in my little baggie. Try and keep everything nice and contained yet accessible. Right, they are almost all the way. I wish I had known I have really skinny pieces. I could have used them in the other bits, but the card fronts are now made. Time to move on. Pick up my pattern paper off the floor. Put these in. As you can see, I've got like more big scraps and not that many small scraps, which is good. And I do love all the colours in this paper. Right, paper off to the side. So finish with my silicone mat for the moment. I have my 3 card fronts. Okay, I was thinking of making some thank you cards for those customers who have ordered with me. Always like to have some thank you cards on hand. And right, so thank you. And I'm thinking I may even use a new punch with that. And I was thinking of using maybe these flowers in a circle punch. Nothing too big. What have I got? I've got my 1 1/4 circle punch, or I've got my 1 1/2. Let me just, I think my 1 1/2 will be, I think the 1 1/4 might, I think the 1 1/4 won't cover up as much paper. Right. Decision made. Now for colours. Hello, Janine. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the direction that I went in. And pull off these flowers. I may need to bring that pattern paper back in. Just got to decide what colour I am going to. I'm going to stamp the sentiment in. Might use some Grapefruit Grove, one of my favourite of the current in colours. And that will pick up the Grapefruit Grove that I've used in these. And, oh no, I put those on upside down, girls. You didn't even notice. And, what greens do we have? Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pear Pizzazz. Oh, I might use a bit of Tranquil Tide. Oh, I can't use my Tranquil Tide. It's still broken. No, I might use a bit of Mint Macaron. Always a firm favourite. Look how pretty the two colours look together. And I'm just working out what colour I want to. I might do what I've done here and stamp the sentiment onto some crumb cake cardstock, and I have plenty of scrap here, so I will just grab a scrap piece. And I'm thinking I might do the flowers. Okay, and I'll need some scrap of white too. Oh, my white paper is so full. Okay, there's a scrap. And there's another scrap. Okay, my scraps are going on top of my bin. Let's just stamp these thank yous and see how they come out. And if they don't work in this colour, I can always change it over. No, that looks good. Although that one wasn't a great juicy image. Leave it on there a few extra seconds. Apply some even pressure. Much better. And I think I'm going to use, I'm just going to see how this new label punch works. Hello, Miss Deborah. This new label punch is perfect. So this is upcoming in the new annual catalogue. If someone can remember the name of it, that would be wonderful, please. Pretty please with sugar on top. Yes, I love the font of the I Love What You Do stamp set. I'm a sucker for a scripty font at the best of times. And then I will stamp the flowers in the mint macaron. It doesn't matter if this thank you isn't punched straight because it's scripty. And when you write scripty, you're not necessarily doing things straight. Okay, that's not perfect, but it's good enough. I did wobble a bit. Okay. I thought my husband was just talking, but no, it was my eldest son, who I forget has a very deep voice at times. Don't kids freak you out like that? Right. I'm thinking I do not have... Oh, sometimes these are a bit of a challenge for me to pop open. I'll just grab a new scrap piece to stamp on because I have a feeling I'm going to be stamping over the edge of this paper. And grab my flowers. Stamp this twice and a third time, and then I'll see which parts of the image that's not so great. Leave it on there for a few seconds so the ink transfers and you get a much nicer image. Then bring in my 1 1/4 punch and we'll see which parts of this. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay. And oh, it helps if you don't put the lock on while you're punching. Right, lock is off and the punch works much better. Okay, this last one. Right, those are done. 2 pieces of scrap used, as well as all of these beautiful scraps of paper. So I haven't necessarily used my use it up box, but I have used scraps. Oh, now I'm thinking I want that bigger circle. I might grab in the 1 1/2 punch because that 1 1/4 is a little, even though it worked well with the thank you when I added the punch. So I might grab some of the yellow, which I'm assuming is So Saffron. Yes, it is So Saffron. I always go back and reference my paper. And oh, look at that. Have a scrap of that. Punch out 3 circles. And then I can layer those up, and I think I will be happy and ready to assemble. Right. And I'm tempting fate here, having all these ink pads open. Oh, my hands really aren't playing nice today, girls. Right. One closed. Oh, really? Two closed, and grab some hand sanitizer because we all know I just got ink all over my thumbs. We do not need to transfer that. Right. These can go over here. These can go up there. Right. Stick and plonk some more. Now I've just got to decide. This doesn't want to play. Come on. Don't even know if I'm getting close to the end of it. Okay, oh, that looks nicer, just having it framed. The other one bumped all the way over there. And then I think I will do some rich raspberry card bases, and then that'll pick up a lot of the colours that we've used in the paper. It's a very colourful card because there are so many patterns in the paper, and like with this one I just picked up the Blackberry Bliss with that one. Okay, I don't know whether these have been quick cards or not, but they are done cards. So all these pieces are now ready to go. Just grab out. I wonder if I have some pre-cut rich raspberry card bases. That I do not. So 1, 2. Oh, look at that tiny scrap that doesn't belong in there. So 2 sheets, and then I will add the 4th card base back for another time. Okay. Trying to avoid another craft lunch here. So I just bring in my trimmer, and I always score and then I cut. So you can score either this way at 15.85, and then I cut at 10.5, or you can score at 10.5 and cut the other way. It's just, I don't know why, I like doing cards this way. I have done so for a really long time, I think, because a lot of the crafting videos that I watch, they score their cards like this, and it's just become habit. Yes, Susan, the hand sanitizer, it doesn't reduce the staining on my hands, but it gets off the excess ink. Thank you. Oh, hey, Beverly, sorry I didn't see you there. They are selling, Janine, they are selling this floral pattern paper at the moment. It is available. It's available to everyone, including customers, this floral paper. It is on the same flyer as the Stampin' Storage, and they came out on exactly the same day. So I may have bought a few bits, and the first time I used it, I dropped a grey granite ink pad on it because that's how special I am. So until I mess up the rest, this one will stay taped down, because I'm not wasting the paper for the fun of it. It's just to protect my surface. to give you something a bit pretty to look at, because our corporate logo is absolutely beautiful. Now, I do always make sure I use a bone folder or a scorer to make the fold on our cards nice and tight. And while I'm sitting here doing this, I am thinking if I make a couple of these cards landscape. I don't know if it'll work. Oh, no. It'd have to go that way so the flowers aren't upside down. Oh, that fixes that upside down card perfectly, because then they're the right way. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, wet glue time. Right. So these cards are all going to be different. Some are going to be landscape, some are going to be portrait, but we're just going to treat each card front separately and see which one looks the best. Now, I'm not using much glue here. These are tiny little dabs. I do like using our Tombow or multi-purpose glue because it gives me a bit of slip and slide for me to get this as even as humanly possible. So that one's going this way. Okay. The piece of paper can go down there. Now, I think this one will be a portrait card. Yes, indeed. Bone folder away. Clean up as we go. Just making sure. Hey, Betty. Hey, Ray. Hey, Joe. Just finishing off these friendship background. Friendship braid. Did you say, Trina? I swear you said. Oh, I swear you said friendship braid. I have a quilter in the house and a card maker as well, and she told me that this pattern is called a friendship braid, so I'm going with that. I just, for my original card, I just went for it. I'd seen something similar, and I cannot tell you where I saw the something similar, because as I said previously, I did make this original card probably about 15 months ago. I think this one will be a portrait one too, but I certainly was able to fix my the card that I put I said anyway, and thought I had put the pattern paper backwards, but a good fix to just change the orientation. And all these little elements, the little stamped, please excuse my throat, can't even get myself a glass of water because we have brown water and didn't have any earlier. Okay, that's that done. Leave those ones to stick. Now I've just got to work out what we're doing here. Okay, I've got to work out dimensionals kind of thing, whether we're using, I think, though, I'm thinking, that's good. This possibly go on dimensionals, and this one, I don't know. They both could go on dimensionals, but I think this one definitely has to. Okay. And I am running out of dimensionals on this sheet, which is good. Well, it's not good, but I start to get annoyed when I have this little dimensionals left and I just want to use them all up. and I'm batch doing everything. So I did all my backgrounds first, then I did all my stamping, and then I did all my punching out, and now I like to when I'm making a couple of cards and I then decide what I'm doing, I do like to then start batching everything together. And look at this, I used up all my dimensionals at the same time, and I've got something really funny to show you now. I also finished my mini dimensionals as well. I finished those the other day. How funny is that, that I have two empty sheets at the same time? Hello, Miss Julie. Hello, Elaine. Eileen, sorry. Yes, that's my whole thing, trying to use up my scraps, and I have just put myself in quiet mode. How do I get that back? There we go. Happy Easter. Yeah, we'll put these ones. I'm going to use the edges for the back of this. So even though I say I'm finished my sheet, I'm only finished the hexagonal end of this sheet, and I then go around and use all the edges because these are just as good to use as everything else. So I will just pop that down the middle. And for those who have just popped in, my hands are not playing nice today, but we're just going with it. I've got the shakes today, which means I normally don't craft, but because I spent the day with the family, well, I actually did a lot of work behind the scenes yesterday and went for a beautiful 2.5 hour walk with a friend and the kids and the dog and everyone, which was nice. Had a beautiful day. Close the scissors so one doesn't stab oneself, because we could all see that one happening. Okay, and I'm also finished my glue now that I made all those decisions. Pop that over there to the side. You see, I am going to change my mind because I don't want the yellow and yellow together. I would like some, like a visual break between the yellow and the yellow. So before I stick that down, but what I do kind of want is to tuck this under, so, oh God's sakes, so they are connected. So I could either go under or over, so I'll show you on one of the other cards what it looks like over. Okay, so it's card one done. Bring in my next one, and because the yellow's up here, I got yellow. We'll see. See what I feel like. I'm thinking I want it on this side as well. Isn't it weird? Because it's the way you read, how we all gravitate to a side. Yeah, Easter is so finished now. Exactly, Julie. We were saying the same thing. For everyone that went camping over Easter, it has been a really, really nice sunny Easter, and it normally rains all long weekend, and it came up in my memories on Facebook that this time, I think 4 or 5 years ago, we actually had a 10-day blackout. I don't want it going over that much. Hold on. Because it goes off so you can see. I just want this in a bit more, Just want to try and spatially get the edges the same. Okay. So you can see it's overlapping, but basically these edges are similar. I'll say similar because they're not the same. Okay, so because the yellow's coming in, I'm going to put the yellow on this side. So sort of following that diagonal line. Sorry, Julie. Yes, it's nice, although I would like to throw my kids outside very soon. And I need to jump off here very shortly and have a shower because I have an appointment at 1 o'clock. Well, I don't, my son does. And because we had no water this morning, thank you, Mr. Main's break in the middle of a road. Okay. Now this one I am going to pop a little lower because we've got this notch in the flowers. Oh, I like that one a bit lower. That works well. So I'm going to pop my stickers on the back of all these cards. So then they are ready to rock and roll. Please excuse my children. They've obviously pushed far enough. I know, so do I, Julie. I'm really happy with how they came out, even though I've used different pattern paper. A lot of the colours out of both the Nature's Poem and the Love What You Share paper is very, very similar. So these cards are now ready to rock, and if I wanted to, which I may do before I put the paper away, I can always even put another strip of the paper on the inside, and that way you're using even more of your pattern paper. So what we have used today is the Share What You Love pattern paper. I have used the Love What You Do stamp set. We have used the brand new label punch in the upcoming catalogue as a sneak peek. It worked very well. And I have used the 1 1/4 circle punch, which is retiring. And I have also used the 1 1/2 inch circle punch. Now that is hanging around. So thank you guys so much for joining me for that crafting session. I hope you have a lovely day and all of you keep your water on, unlike me. And I will catch you guys later in the week. Have a great time. Bye.